Hi guys, today I'm going to be talking you through the deck profile of the Misfortune I played against Kaiser in our recent feature match. So starting with the Legend that gives units ganking. This is very good in just controlling battlefields, gaining multiple points on a turn. Yeah, it does what ganking does. Very, very good. Champion unit I was using is the Captain, Misfortune. Already has ganking. You can accelerate her, but the best bit is when she moves, she can ready a card, be it a unit, a gear, or even a rune. Sometimes being able to spend like the cost to accelerate her, move her, ready the rune that you've had to pay to like accelerate. Yeah, it's pretty good. Being able to ready other units and then give them ganking with the Legend, move them over as well, also really good. So that is Misfortune. I'm on a 6/6 split, 6 Chaos, 6 Body Runes. No particular reason other than it just felt good. I'm using an even split of like monsters, units and things that required a good amount of recycling, so it just felt right to have a 6/6 split. For my battlefields, I'm playing the Aurora version, so Obelisk of Power. Trying to ramp up to the Aurora. Obelisk makes sense. Getting second, you're channeling 4 runes turn 1 rather than 3, which puts you in like reach of some of your ramp stuff a lot easier. Playing Sigil of the Storm. Again, playing a ramp Aurora deck. Conquering here doesn't set me back too high, but if the opponent's not trying to clear me out from there, sort of thing, like if they do, they've got to recycle one themselves. If they're spending a lot to try and do that, it's setting them back quite a bit. If they're not, I'm just going to sit there and gain points every turn because I'm holding the objective. And then lastly, I'm playing Aspirant's Climb. So I need to increase the game win by 1. Quite good against aggro decks. Just gives me more time to get to my top end. Basically, get the higher might units, or get to the Auroras quicker. You know, just helps slow them down, but helps me get there because this is a late game deck. It's not doing anything really too much in the early game. Speaking of being a ramp deck, we are playing 3 Mobilize. Going second when you don't have the going first, sorry, when you don't have the Obelisk, or going second. This is quite a good card to have. It's only channeling you 1 rune, but you're not playing a lot of, well, if any, small might or cost units. So doing this just to get you there quicker is, yeah, what you'd be looking for. Late game as well, once you're at 12 or higher, not higher, sorry, 12 or slightly lower, not higher. Paying 2 to draw 1, you have to be at 12, what am I talking about? Paying 2 to draw 1 doesn't feel too bad, especially if you already have the Aurora in play. Speaking of ramp as well, we have 3 Catalyst of the Eons. Catalyst of the Eons, not of the Eons. This going second with Obelisk of Power is just brilliant. You channel 4 with the Obelisk, going second, you play this, and you're going at 8 runes turn 2. You're already 1 rune away from being able to play your biggest, some of your biggest units and the Catalyst. The Catalyst, the Aurora, sorry, this is the Catalyst. Yeah, brain fog today. Let's put that over there. So if you miss any of your ramp, this can be quite good to find. Stack deck, 3 of. You go in second, and you haven't got any of your ramp. Sometimes stack deck can find you the Mobilize, which helps you then ramp, which is perfect. But it can also help you find some of the more defensive cards as well if you need to. Like if you've been put on the back foot because you've not been able to find any ramp, sometimes a cheeky stack deck just helps you find some of the defensive bits. And in late game, helps you find some of the big units. So yeah, very good card. Talking about some of the defensive stuff, if you've missed ramp, playing 2 Gust. If you're playing like an aggro deck or something like that that's got the smaller might units, and you're a bit slow off the start, this card is a godsend in my opinion. Just being able to stop them from gaining points, just pushing them back to hand, having them repay their cost to play them again. It can frustrate some people. It can also be a very defensive card at the end of the game, like towards the end. If you're playing against something that wants to lower your big units' mites down or stuff like that, and then they're trying to get rid of them, you can play this, just return your unit to your hand. Especially good if someone does something like Dead Bloom Predator or something like that, which I'll get to, but I'll just mention it now. They want a smoke screen, they play the deflect cost, so they're setting themselves back anyway. Play Stupefy, set themselves back again, and then they're like, cool, I'll just move this unit in to kill it. You're like, cool, yeah, I'll just play a Gust, return the Dead Bloom to my hand. You can have that battlefield, Dead Bloom will just come back down and get you next turn. Strong card. More defensive stuff. Fight or Flight. Again, can be used to protect some of your stuff, but most of the time I was using it, it was to send stuff back to the opponent's base. Against Kaiser, I was mainly using it against things like Darius. They'd set him up so that he's get readies himself, gets the +2 might, so he becomes the 7. Just playing Fight or Flight, putting him back into their base, so I can worry about him again next turn. Felt pretty good. 2 Invert Timelines. So this deck isn't abundant of draw. You can stack deck, and you can draw off of like the Aeons and the Mobilize if you haven't got any runes to channel, but otherwise they're just there for ramp. Whereas this, if your opponent's hand's getting out of control, is very strong. You're getting rid of like a bunch of their cards, you're drawing 4, and if you're struggling for card draw, perfect, resets your hand. You got a lot of big units in the deck, so helps set you back up with those. So very good. This was an interesting one. So this was I'll just show you it quickly. 2 Flurry of Blades. I see a lot of Misfortune playing her signature spell. Now at the time I didn't have the money to buy the signature spells, so I went with Flurry of Blades. It only does the 1 damage, whereas Bullet Time does as much as you recycle is as much damage as you do. But for what I wanted, I only needed it to do 1 damage, so I had 2 of these in. It pairs up perfect with this next card, which is Warwick. So obviously you play the Flurry of Blades, you ping everything for 1. Warwick comes in, he's readied, goes into that battlefield, and yeah, unless they can do anything about it, Warwick just kills everything there before combat happens. Yeah, it came in handy for me a few times. I like the play. It is very dependent on Flurry of Blades. Without it, he's just a 6 unit that goes in, and yeah, he's 5 might. He's not taking out big stuff unless you've got the Flurry of Blades. So as I say, it is very dependent on the Flurry, but still a good card nonetheless. We do have this as a little bit of card draw as well, but it's not mainly what it's there for. 3 Confront. It's there for my units to enter ready, which is very strong towards the end of the game. If I'm 9, 10, 11, or even 12 runes, paying 2 to set this back, draw me into a big unit that I need or something, or just drawing me some more cards so that I have something to go next turn. Yeah, and having the units entered ready is just kind of good, because if they've got the battlefield under control and you need to do something about it immediately, playing that then a big unit is, yeah, it just means you can clear those battlefields. Speaking of larger units, we get into those now. 2 Anivia. Again, I don't see many misfortunes running this, but I kind of like it. So when she attacks, deal 3 damage to all enemy units here. So if they've got lots of smaller units at a battlefield, yeah, she's just clearing up. She's just killing them all out, basically. A couple of larger units, then at least she's doing 3 and hopefully taking them. If she's trading, that's fine. She's essentially doing 11. The 2 recycle is one of the reasons, like, it's an expensive recycle, so this is why I was on a even split of runes. But yeah, confront into this, yeah, means I'm putting down a Warwick, basically, that it's not killing everything there, but it's pinging everything for 3. And then, yeah, it's a bigger might unit, it's 8, so kills a lot of stuff. 3 of Mind Splitter. As a unit, I'm not the biggest fan. It's a 7 cost, 2 recycle, 7 might, which is not the best for me, but the ability of when you play me, choose an opponent, they reveal their hand, choose a card from it, they discard that card. That ability is just crazy good. You're playing a deck that has something that has an answer to one of your cards, or has gear removal or something like that, and you suspect they've got it in hand. So you put this unit down, remove it, you save your stuff for like another turn. I don't know what more to say about that. It's discard on a body. Incredibly good, like against Kaiser or something like that. Play this. Acathian Rain is a good target. Thousand-tailed Watcher is a very good target for this as well. The opponent's trying to set something up. Thousand-tail, you play this down, remove the thousand-tail, and they sit there going, what do I do now? Yeah, Mind Splitter. The ability makes Mind Splitter good. It's kind of similar with this. I'm playing 2 Soul Gorger. Now, if this didn't have the ability of when you play me and we play a unit from your trash, ignoring its energy cost, you still have to pay its power, so it can set you back quite a bit, rune-wise, but it pairs up beautifully with... so it's only 5 might, which isn't great, but as I say, it pairs up beautifully with something like Dead Bloom. You've had a Dead Bloom clear the board, they've managed to clear that Dead Bloom, they think, cool, I'm safe for a little while now. You put Soul Gorger down. Yes, you're having to recycle 4 runes to do it. But Soul Gorger at base that's ready to do something next turn. You can go in and just take an objective or something. Yeah, you put the Soul Gorger down, recycle 2 orange. Dead Bloom comes down. Happy days. Yeah, clears out that battlefield again unless they have answers. And then goes back to the legend of, if Dead Bloom survives, give it ganking, move it over. Clears out that battlefield as well if they've got stuff there. Easy way now to cheat out, as I've been saying it, we're playing 3 Dazzling Aurora. What more to say? It's cheats. Just cheats out all the big units. Not so much gear removal I'm seeing at the moment locally. So these kind of stick around a bit. You just, yeah, even finding one of the Soul Gorgers off of one of these, and then paying 2 for a Dead Bloom, like recycling 2 for a Dead Bloom out of the trash is like very good. Also, something else to get off the Aurora. The last unit is this guy, 2 Volley Bear. I really like this card. Shield 3, tank, so it must be assigned first. And if you're holding the battlefield and your opponent goes, actually, I can't deal with that, I'm going to go over here and take this one, you just get to draw a card. It's expensive. There's 12 recycled 2, so you're using all your runes to play it. But if you get it off an Aurora, it's kind of free and stupid. And then the last 2 cards in the deck are Challenge. These almost I didn't include. I tested without. When I tested without, I struggled a bit. If the people found answers for stuff, it just sucked. Whereas I could be like, I will pay 8 and recycle 2 for this dead bloom, clear out that battlefield, and you've got something over there that's ready to go next turn. That's cool. I've still got runes readied. I'll play this challenge and I'll have dead bloom kill that as well. Just being able to do things like that, it's kind of silly, and I really liked it. The more I tested, the more I was like, I need at least 2 of these in. There's an argument that I could play 3, but for now I'm at 2. So yeah, that is my deck profile for Miss Fortune.